worship this morning. Glad that you are here. That is kind of an introduction to what God is doing and has done over the last close to a century in Peru in the Church of the Nazarene through the work of missions. Over these next few weeks as we prepare to receive a Thanksgiving offering for world evangelism, we will be hearing some of the stories of what God is doing and what has been going on. And also each week you will have in your bulletin a little, what is that thing? Insert. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Insert that will help you to begin to continue to think about it and to pray as to how God would help and have you be a part of this offering. Just want to remind you of a couple of things. This morning we will be having a baptism at the close of the service. I want to introduce you to our new baptistry. One of our folks very generously provided the funds for us to purchase that, and this is our first time in using it, and so we are excited about it and glad we'll be able to control a little bit more when we have baptismal services, because we got our own stuff. We don't have to go borrow it somewhere or borrow a church or something like that. So that will be very helpful to us. Also, I just want to remind you, those of you who are on Facebook know all about this, or at least those of you that are my friends on Facebook know all about this. But Ryan's called late last week and said, "Hey, would you like to be the Church of the Week on October 24th?" I said, "Sure, why not?" Well, then I promptly forgot about it last Sunday. Didn't say anything, so I tried to get the word out a little bit this week. Basically, the Church of the Week means that they let us use their dining room. There's no discount, but we do all get to eat together, and we don't have to clean up. So, I guess that's a plus. So if you're interested, anybody that would like to is certainly welcome. I guess when you go in, you say, "Hey, we're from the Nazarene Church. We're the Church of the Week, and let us in." Well, no, after we pay, let us in. Ushers and greeters meeting tomorrow night. Also, if you are, we would like to encourage you to read or listen to our missions books. Lisa Davis has charge of those, and I think they're pretty much all gone in circulation, and so we are glad about that. In your bulletin this morning, there's a little green card talking about the traveling toilet. I kind of made a joke this morning because it was still here. I thought, well, it hasn't moved anywhere. It hasn't gone anywhere. Well, it ended up in my office. So one of you is going to get a gift, let me tell you. And I'm going to get insurance. So anyway, because, well, never mind. We won't go there anywhere near. Also, those are pretty much the announcements and such. I think, Trish, did you have something that you wanted to do, share, talk about, think? Okay. Thank you.
Also, last week I told you that we have a very special gift today, and one of the things that I love is poetry, and we have someone who can recite it phenomenally. So Terry Calhoun is going to come up and share with us his wonderful gift of poetry.
I hope this poem will be a blessing to your heart like it has been to mine. Eternal Ink. I dreamed I was in heaven where an angel kept God's book. He was writing so intensely, I just had to take a look. It wasn't at first his writing that made me stop and think, but the fluid in the bottle that was marked Eternal Ink. This ink, most amazing, dark black upon the blotter. As it touched the parchment paper, it became clear as water. The angel kept on writing, but as quickly as a wink, the words would disappear with that strange eternal ink. The angel took no notice, but kept writing on and on. He turned each page and filled it until all the space was gone. I thought he wrote to no avail. His message was in vain, for he wrote 1,000 pages we'd never read again. As I watched and wondered this awesome sight of mine, I actually saw some print stay dark as it dried upon the line. The angel wrote, and I thought I saw a look of satisfaction. At last, there'll be some print to show for all of us earnest action. A line or two stayed dark and dried as black can be. But strangely enough, the next paragraph was invisible to see. The book was getting fuller, the angel's quotes were true, but most of it was blank, with just a few lines coming through. I knew there was a reason, but as hard as I could think, I couldn't grasp the significance of that amazing ink. The Spirit burnt within me, and I finally dared to ask the angel to explain to me of his amazing task. And what I heard was frightful as the angel turned his head, for he looked directly at me, and this is what he said. I know you stand in wonder of what my writing is worth, but God has told me to record the lives of those who are on earth. This book that I am writing is an accurate account of every word and action and what they do amount. And since you have been watching, I'll tell you what is true. The details of this journal is an accurate account of you. The Lord has told me to watch you each day as you work and play. I saw you when you went to church. I saw you when you prayed. Bible's told, record your life all through the week. I wrote when you were proud and bold. I wrote when you were meek. I recorded your attitude, whether it be good or bad. I'm sorry I had to write the things that made God sad. So now I'll tell you the wonder of this amazing ink and the reasons for its mystery should make you stop and think. This ink that God has created to help me keep my journal will only keep records of the things that are eternal. So much of life is wasted on things that matter not. So instead of erasing, smudging ink and ugly blots, I just keep writing faithful and let the ink do all the rest. For it is decided what is useless and what is best. God has ordained that as I write, for all I do and all I say, the things that count for nothing will just simply disappear away. When books are opened someday, as sure as heaven is true, the Lord's eternal ink will tell what matters most to you. If you've just lived your life to please yourself, your pages will be bare, and God will issue no reward for you when you get there. In fact, you'll be embarrassed and hang your head in shame because you didn't have the love for others in Jesus' name. Yet maybe there will be a recorded line or two that stayed that would tell the times you've truly cared, sincerely loved and prayed. But you'll always remember as you enter heaven's door how much more glad you'd have been if you'd only done more. For I write as God sees. I do not stop and think, because the truth is written in God's eternal ink. When I heard this story, I fell down, wept, and cried. For as yet I was still dreaming. I hadn't really died. And I prayed, oh angel, as soon as I wake up, tell the Lord I'll live for Jesus and do all for His dear sake. I'll give Him to full surrender. I'll do all He wants me to do. I'll turn my back on self and sin and whatever isn't true. Although the way seems long and rough, I promise to endure. I am determined to pursue the things that are holy, clean, and pure. If not for me, then for my children, my spouse, or mate in life. With Jesus as my helper, I'll win lost souls and gain great might. For I know I'll live with Christ throughout all eternity. And that's what really matters when life on earth is gone. As I stand before the Lord and hear Him say, well done. I know it is worth it as life lies now at the brink, as I realize in my dreams that God keeps records with eternal ink.
Well, I don't know about you, but I am excited to be here and excited to be worshiping the Lord. Many of you know that the encounter was a couple weeks ago, and that was such an awesome, wonderful weekend. But what has really been revealed to me is it's not about encountering God at a weekend. It's about encountering God Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I'm glad that we're all here to encounter Him together this morning. And I just ask you, are you ready to see what He's going to do this morning? Man, they almost blew me away with that response. Are you ready to see what God's going to do this morning? There we go. Let's sing together. Water you turn into wine. Open the eyes of the blind. There's no one like you. None like you. Into the darkness you shine. Out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you. None like you. Our God is greater, our God is stronger. God, you are high. is healer, awesome in power, our God, yeah. Into the darkness you shine, out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you, none like you. Our God is greater, our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God, our God. Our God is greater, our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God, our God. And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what could stand against? And if our God is with us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what could stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what could stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what could stand against? Well, our God is greater, our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God, our God. Well, our God is greater, our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God, our God. Sing that out one more time. Our God is greater, our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God, our God. Amen. Who are we that you would be mindful of us? What do you see that's worth looking our way? We are free in ways that we never should be. Sweet release from the grip of these chains. Like hinges straining from the weight, my heart no longer can keep from singing. All that is within me cries, for you alone be glorified, Emmanuel, God with us. My heart sings a brand new song. The dead is paid, these chains are gone. Emmanuel, God with us. Lord, you know our hearts don't deserve your glory.